Podcast. Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco Podcast.
Yeah, trucker, blast trucker. Hey, life. Also Puerto Rican. Ladies and gentlemen, Cool Steve
What it do, man?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey.
Welcome to the
Midnight Paco Podcast.
Woo! As always, you can follow me at Justin Fuller Comedy on Instagram.
I am the _great_COREE. That's where you can find me. Or you can follow us both on the Midnight Paco Podcast at Instagram.com.
Yes. Please hit the like. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe right here.
Right here. Notifications too, if you would, please.
For sure.
Thank you, everybody. But please hit the subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000.
Yeah, thanks for
trying to get
everybody.
Trying to get this baby rolling in the algorithms and such.
We said if we get 1,000 subscribers, we're going to shave our face.
What? I think we should just back out because we decided we're jumping out of an airplane.
We're jumping on the airplane and we going to clean our face up.
All right, whatever.
We're going to be looking like straight iRobot. Shout out to Joe.
Okay, Joe. I hear you. Harrison retired.
Episode of the Midnight Paco Podcast brought to you in part by the Acumen Paralegal Services. Help you help yourself the legal way. The services that they offer is they help with documents that need to be typed, guardianships, probate, divorce, wills and trust, complaints, business organization, financial planning, and legal research and writing. Go ahead and give them a call at 216-727-0049 or 216-456-2000. Michelle White will get you right.
That's right.
Yo, man, what's going on, bro?
Slow motion.
We switched lines. How about that?
Slow motion,
bro.
It's really Midnight Paco in this bitch tonight.
For sure. Well, this show.
We're the show after the show.
Yeah. So basically, what took place tonight, we did some company. We did some company. What's going on there?
That is notification that a human body is in front of the camera.
Okay.
Which is probably CEO.
Okay.
Possibly.
Sure.
Why
not? Of course.
Yes.
Well, we did some company.
Yes, we did.
It wasn't a very large crowd, but it was a decent crowd.
Yes, not at all, but they were there.
And I think you did a good job.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Even though I came off stage and said, "Did I repeat that?"
That's what the point of open mics are. We go on, we perform on open mics, and we work out new material, new company, and
little mosquito.
We do comedy on open mic. I mean, that's the point of open mics. You try out new material, you see how it hits. We had a couple of audience.
Well, you did new material. I did old material to try and keep it fresh. And what I did was I put a piece out of place. So when I said it, I was like, because it was supposed to be earlier in the set.
Yeah. But it worked out, though.
Yeah, it worked out. Because when I listened to it, I was like, yeah, I didn't repeat it. And it was kind of fluid still. It kind of worked out. And I ended on a decent note.
I mean, a little pet peeve of mine is like when, all right, if this is not your first time on the mic and you mess up, you don't have to tell the audience that you messed up.
Yes, we've learned from that, though.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know. Nobody knew.
But you.
Except me.
Nobody but, yeah.
And I came off stage right away.
And you asked me off stage.
Off stage.
But you didn't mention it on stage.
Not at all.
I'm
a professional. I've been paid to do this.
You know what? I'm glad, shout out to Cam Vanderhorst.
Cam, yeah, shout out to Cam.
Shout out to Cam. He said, tonight you're going to see new comics, amateur comedy, and professionals.
Yes.
working out new stuff.
Yeah.
He set the stage, and you know what? To me, the fact that you got paid to do comedy makes you a professional.
Oh, we've been paid multiple times.
And I'm not bragging, and this is true.
Not tons of money, people, but we've still been paid.
We've been paid. So basically, put it like this. All right. Just a quick rundown. We did shows.
Yes.
We got paid for it.
Yes.
I'm grateful.
Of course. 100%.
And some people did movies.
I did do
getting paid for it.
I did do a movie. Which we're going to see the trailer tomorrow. The trailer, they ain't going to see this in time because obviously the week could have been
But it's still...
But yeah, it's still relevant. Yeah, they're going to know. So we're going to see the trailer premiere tomorrow. It's a party at the truck stop in Beechwood.
Shout out to the truck stop in Beechwood.
Shout out to Javon Banks.
Javon Banks.
Boop, 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 boop. It's going to be cool. It's nice. It's going to be cool to see the trailer they put together.
And, in addition to doing... I didn't do movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I have done a few skits.
For sure.
I've done a few paid commercials. Well, a paid commercial.
Voice, right? Or was it actual?
The No Fork was a paid commercial.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
That's so good.
We out here doing stuff,
but
man.
That was a skit too, right?
It was a skit, but we got paid.
Well, what I'm saying, it was a good, that was a 2-in-1.
I like getting paid for stuff. Yeah. So, you know what? That I think the fact that you've been in a movie and I've been in paid skits.
Right. Well, you could be in a movie too.
Well, I have not been in a movie.
But the thing is, you got voices.
The world doesn't know that.
Yeah, not yet.
But you did a movie. I did paid skits.
Right.
We did gigs, comedy gigs, and we got paid for it.
Yep.
So I think that qualifies us as professionals.
You see that? You get it? That motherfucker is teasing. Yeah, eat it.
Protein.
Sorry, people just listening. There's a little fucking fruit fly or some shit that's fucking flying around.
And I didn't get them for the record, but I wanted to make it look good for the camera.
This episode is going to be exciting. This dude really can't let shit go. And if it bothers me enough, well, it's going to be fun. It's going to be the attack. It's going to be like the episode I had with Duke Watson. Shout out to Duke Watson.
Shout out to Duke Watson.
A fucking fly or some shit.
And his new baby.
Yeah, and his new baby.
He has a new baby.
You were there.
I was there.
You filmed your episode right after.
And the audio cut off.
Yeah, it did.
Not the audio, but the video.
The video, yeah.
But, shout out to Duke Watson.
Which ours might, so it might be a short episode because, it's been a long night and the phone charged, but it didn't really charge. So.
Well, what he's saying is basically that we record our episodes on the phone and the phone has a little bit of charge. For now.
Hey, man, Mud Roots. I put the donate link on every episode, and we ain't got one donation.
Well, that will change.
That's all I'm saying.
That will change.
Because I'm broke.
You know what? Shout out to everybody that's bought merch.
Oh, 100%.
Shout out to them. Shout out to people that's supporting the Midnight Paco Podcast in any financial way.
For 100%. Hey, like I said, just hit subscribe, people. That's all I care about is the subscribe button. That's free. That's free of charge. Or like. Just hit the like button. You're viewing it. We get 16 views. We barely get 16 likes. We get 100 views, barely get 16 likes.
Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. That's important. But what I'm saying is basically we started from the mud.
The mud. This dude, his finger hit every button.
I mean, we started from the mud. And,
for sure.
And I really want to improve the equipment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, everything that people contribute to the page or to the podcast
goes to the podcast.
It will go to the podcast for sure.
Yeah.
We're drinking like this water with no name on it.
No name on it.
It's because we have no sponsors.
We're done ripped shit off now. If it ain't Midnight Paco, it ain't being on. Unless you want to come correct.
Basically, period.
Basically. No, look, I'm willing to, hey, there's a lot of things I would represent. I want to. I give all types of free props. You look at me all sideways because I'm always shouting out shit.
It's because, you know...
I mean, if it's stuff I like, it's stuff I like.
It's cool to like things, but it's like we're doing something.
Oh, 100%.
This is a podcast, and
it reaches people.
All over the world. Yeah. Not just here in Cleveland, but all over the world.
That's the beautiful thing about it. Because I look at the analytics. It's popping all over the place. It's
popping all over, and shout out to everybody that watches us all over.
Yeah, and listens, because a lot of it comes from like Spotify and stuff too. The people just listen to, and other platforms.
All of our platforms.
We're on YouTube, radio, Pandora.
We're on all platforms.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Castbox. Stitcher.
We're on Rumble. Hey, if you're on Rumble. I mean, if you're not on Rumble, but if you're on Rumble and you're just a person that watches YouTube and you're on Rumble, go to our page and subscribe to the page on Rumble.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing, you know, so hey.
No, you know what? Shout out to everybody that subscribes on all platforms. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, this guy is in the movie. What's the name of the movie?
It's the last song, Maxie's Revenge.
Last song, Maxie's Revenge. And you know what? It sounds like it's the beginning to a great series of movies, and it's going to come out.
There's plans. There's plans for sure.
Shout out to that.
So I'm looking forward to it, man. It's like I said, dude. I'm excited to see the trailer just to see how that's put together because, I mean, I was there to film. I'd say like 5 scenes I was in. So just those ones, just looking back on how everything was like put together, and you know, you're seeing it from one perspective, and like the scene I did where I had to act stuff out and do dialogue. Like you know what you're doing, but you don't see it from a different perspective. Right. Like looking at it,
you don't know the complete project.
Exactly.
So you know that's the power of movies and the magic of that. So shout out to that, and we're going to the screening premiere tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, so. That's dope. Yeah, I'm excited, man. You know, you never know. I'd be remiss. I know this is way off subject, but. How about them Steelers, dog? How about them Steelers?
You know what? First of all,
shout out to Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I wish him a speedy recovery.
I mean,
that was a brutal injury, and hopefully that's not a career-ending injury.
Yeah, hopefully not.
But shout out to Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
it was. I didn't see the game.
Wow, dude, what a game! I mean, this game, dude, was back and forth, crazy defense. Thank God for the Steelers and the Browns. The Browns' defense is way better than their offense. I'll tell you that. Deshaun Watson, Look, there's a bunch of Browns fans at my house watching this game, right? I was probably outnumbered, Browns fans. I think at one point I was, for sure. And when Nick Chubb went down, all I said was, "I'm sorry," because that's your season right there. That's
it. Could and it could not be. You know, because we got Kareem Hunt. He's going to come in.
He's good, but he's not Nick Chubb. Trust me, I was hoping Pittsburgh would pick up Kareem Hunt because I like Kareem Hunt, but he's not Nick Chubb, dog. I almost relate Nick Chubb to Barry Sanders, but he's not Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders is... But if Barry Sanders had the offensive line that Nick Chubb ran behind, Barry Sanders would have a lot more yards. Nick Chubb is a hell of a running back, dog.
Shout out to Nick Chubb, and I hope you have a speedy recovery.
Yeah, it sucks to see it good. Because he goes, he plays, he runs, he hands the ball, he don't talk no trash. He's never disrespected any other team. He's a hell of a stand-up player. And he backs it up on the field. And it's like, you can't say nothing. You know, and it's terrible. It's terrible to see the injury, especially when you see it, like, blown up. All like, bam, like, this is where it is. Because people say it was a dirty hit.
I think it was.
I don't think it was. nobody goes out to try and hurt somebody, especially of his caliber. Like somebody with his stature, nobody says I'm going to go to take him out to the extent of injury. I'm going to give you from my perspective.
From his Pittsburgh Steelers perspective.
No. From a defensive back perspective. Because I've played the game. And on the semi-pro level. I played on high school and on the semi-pro level. Which is the team you pay to play, basically. So that's basically what that is. However, still a part of it. And so I know the position. And I remember there's this play. And this is just to prove why you go low sometimes as a defensive player on a guy that runs that well. Because he was running all over the Steelers that game, right? However, there was a play. It was basically a run play to the left. I came up on a perfect angle, and I hit this dude high. I gave it all my might. And the next thing I seen was him running down the sideline and diving into the end zone for a fucking highlight reel, yo. And it's like, of course he did. I bounced right off his ass. You got to take out the legs. And I know people had him, and he's like being tackled, but you didn't see the game.
No, I didn't. But you had to take out the legs, and you also had to time out and cut. Take out the legs.
Take out the legs, dog. I'm just saying, look. Like I said, from the perspective, I bounced right off that dude, and I'm like, of course I did. So you gotta go with the legs. He was already in a tackle, I guess. He came low. It's just, I don't think it was dirty. I just think it was a bad circumstance.
Yeah.
But as soon as he went out, I knew you guys were gonna lose the game.
I mean,
it was a good game, though.
Yeah.
It was a real good game. It was one of those games where I don't like to see. Because at one point, I was like, we might lose this game. Our defense scored more than our offense scored.
Actually, I was I didn't watch the game, but I was listening to like the guys' reaction, and it looked like we were going to win.
Oh, it was, yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys were on pace to win because Chubb was running all over us. And that's why I think people think it was a dirty hit. But I don't think it was a dirty hit. Because especially, like, when you freeze frame shit, everything looks bad. I mean, of course, the injury happened the way it did because the hit, the way it landed. But I don't think he was like, I'm going to go in and knock his fucking leg off. There's no way that he was thinking that.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Well, shout out to Chubb.
Yeah, shout out to Chubb. Hope he has a better recovery. But
yeah,
thank God we won that game, dude. It was a whoo. And my favorite number is 26. That was the final score, 26-22, I think. So,
anyway.
Yeah. I just had to say that because, black and yellow.
Anyway. Browns.
What up, dog?
You got it, man.
Man. Life's tough, dog. We got to see Pete's picture hanging up.
You know what?
That was a new addition. I knew I didn't see it last time.
It was a new addition to the comedy club. There was a guy. His name is Pete. What's his last name?
Pete Barricott.
Pete Barricott. That's Justin and I's comedy home.
Yeah.
That's where we started doing comedy, and Pete's no longer with us. He transitioned. And I'm not going to lie, I looked at the picture, both of them, and I got a little emotional because it's like, it's not the same.
Not at all, man. The vibe is so different.
So different. When Pete's there, it was like, Pete's, he saw us from the beginning. He saw us
grow.
Big time grow.
And
he gave us opportunities for comedy. And shout out to Pete Bettercott. It did touch me. I saw his pictures there. His wife put up 2 new pictures of him. And it looked like he was still there. And it looked like he should have been there and telling everybody 5 minutes clean.
And
5 minutes clean.
Give him the light.
when a comedian's up there not doing well, he'll be like, give him the light. Let's go. Shout out to Pete, man. I'm going to miss that.
So I'm going to miss. Oh, we missed an opportunity. We're supposed to have him on.
Yeah.
We were planning to have on for the 100th episode. That was our big. We wanted to have him on for the 100th episode. That we were going to do it at the Funny Stop.
At the Funny Stop.
That was the plan, and unfortunately, we didn't get to that. And it sucks because that shows you what life is, man. And you know, I was up recently to the family. I got to go, you know, back and see them. You know, it's good. Before bad shit happens, you know what I mean?
Sure,
you get
absolutely.
to see shit, because you know funerals they suck, but it forces you to see people you haven't seen in a long time.
Absolutely.
You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Sure.
But you know, I'm sitting there and I'm talking with my dad, and you know, we were just discussing stuff, and I was like, you know, I think about dreams. And I want to believe that that's your soul just like, all right, time for me to go for a little bit. You know what I mean? Your body's resting. It's recharging. Let me dip off in this other little worlds that we have, and I'll be back. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And dude, I have a problem with death. It really, because you know why? From a young age, you know, I think I was 8 years old when my grandmother passed,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was 10 years old when my grandfather passed, and these were people I used to grow. You know what I mean? Used to go to their house and everything.
Part of your
So,
life.
yeah. So as a kid, you know, you don't see. And then my grandfather's he was in the military, so they had a 21 gun salute. I'm 10 years old. My dad, that's the first time I think I've ever seen him cry.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was just
You had
like
a lot of milestones right there.
yeah. So it's just like all these things I'm thinking about as a kid, and it's just like, as you grow older, like every so many years, you know, your family members are old, they pass, you know, and this and that, and it's just like, wow, and you try and cope with it, and then when you get to be a certain age, like I'm 45, you know, and it's like, my family has a history of certain things, and it's like, you know, you try and stay in shape, and you wonder, and you take granted the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For granted, and tomorrow's promised to no one.
Nobody.
No matter like what you try, what precautions you try.
Right. I mean, yeah, no matter what you do. There's people who don't smoke, don't do nothing, they're healthy as stuff, they're running, and they fucking drop dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell?
My thing is, you know, just watch how you treat people.
Oh, yeah, that's the biggest thing.
And,
That's the biggest
Watch how you treat people, and don't take nothing for granted.
But isn't that your soul?
I mean, it depends on the soul of the person.
So do you think, yeah, man, people are weird, dude. We have this conversation. I love people, but I hate people.
I mean, it's natural.
You know what I
You're
mean?
not going to like everybody. I mean, like,
No, because
You know.
there's those sins, but that's where you try and put all this in perspective. You know what I mean? That's the crazy thing about it, and it's like, and then they say when you do DMT, you just blast off into the other dimension. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but you know, something like to me, it's like, go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, when your brain produces it. So when you die, they say it produces this little spark of DMT, which to me is, and I've heard this it's not like my theory, but makes sense that it opens up the gateway for your soul to go into the other dimension. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe that.
That's where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And DMT is just another way to you get there to experience without having to go through death for you to basically be at ease with it, I guess you could say. Because so many people have done DMT or ayahuasca, and they've come back with a realization, or like Neil Brennan.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of Neil Brennan?
Yeah, Neil Brennan is the co-writer of the Chappelle Show.
Yeah. Comedian as well. But that's what he's most, and Half-Baked. All that good stuff.
He put in some work.
Yeah. But he used to be like, basically like almost like an atheist.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went and did ayahuasca, and he's kind of like a believer. Not so much like over, like there's a
Bible
God.
thumper.
Yeah, like there's a God. You know
But
what
he
I mean?
saw something.
Yeah. He experienced a certain thing, and he feels a certain his soul, like the way he treats people or does things is different. You know what I'm saying? And but that's like going back ages and centuries. Ayahuasca. That's just mixing shit they find in the Congo and shit like that, and making a brew and drinking it, and that's a whole shaman type thing.
Well,
that's going back centuries, is what I'm saying. So that's there's some knowledge there, and there's a reason for those things. You know how many fucking plants and shit you gotta find to put those ones together to make this brew for that to happen? What are the odds?
There was a movie out, and I watched it as a kid, and it kind of freaked me out. It was called Altered States.
Altered States.
I want to revisit that as an adult.
To rewatch it?
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it because I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
What's it about? Can you remember?
Basically, he experimented with mind-altering drugs in like this water tank, and he saw like different things and had a different perspective. That's what I remember. And I remember seeing it as a kid, and I thought it was the weirdest shit ever, but I want to revisit it as an adult.
Right.
It's called Altered States.
I'll have to remember this.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to watch this shit and remember it. It's Altered States. I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
You know what one freaked me out?
What?
Serpent of the Rainbow.
Oh, yeah.
You know
that
why?
was Lisa Bonet's.
You
kind
know,
of like separated her and Mr. Cosby.
but you know why?
Because of the zombie stuff?
No, because they buried him alive.
Yeah.
That shit always fuck with me.
Mm.
That's why it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I know when you die, I understand you're not alive. When they bury you, I've been to many funerals. There's no mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
However, that's why I'm not an organ donor, because I don't want them to be like, well,
he's out of here. He doesn't need that kidney.
There's no trying. I mean, we could kind of use that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I used to be an organ donor, but now it's like, let me hold off for a little bit.
Understood.
I'm going to wait till I'm like 80, then I'll be like, fuck it.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Man, life's too, hey, man, look, we're in our 40s, and we're just now doing this shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's not over until it's over, obviously.
It's not over until it's over. I mean, you could.
I know that was a lot of bad shit. I'm sorry, people. I was just I'm trying to put, perspective on life, because you grow up a certain way, man, and you believe so many fucking things, and then you become an adult, and you're like, wow, fuck all this. What
it can be like that, but then
then you see that people are trapped in a certain place, and it's like it's all about just living, because really you're not guaranteed the next day.
You're not guaranteed the next day.
People forget that
true.
shit, man. I wake up every morning, I get ready to go to work, and on my way I see people who are just assholes that are running late or have no time management, and they're just cutting people off, and they can cause so many accidents, and I just want to chase them down and fuck them up, but I know that's what's that Michael Douglas movie?
Falling down.
Yeah. I can't do it. I ain't got it in my life. I ain't got it in my schedule for all that shit.
I mean, that can happen. I understand where you're going with that.
You know what I mean?
But reality sets in, like, you have so much to live for.
100%.
You got a comedy career. You got a family.
Tons.
You're going to be a grandfather. So
right.
none of that stuff will be good.
None of it.
Behind bars.
And I know this.
And same for me.
But the thing is, I know this, but there's people that lose that perspective, and those are the ones that snap. That's where it comes into a strong mind and a weak mind. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you gotta be a strong-minded person. Like, do you prove a point so far to get your respect?
Exactly.
And then, like for example,
which goes in so many realms.
Right. I always use like the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing.
Mm-hmm.
He got up there and slapped Chris Rock to protect his honor of his wife.
But did you see
But what I'm saying is, if he would have got arrested and went to jail, for assaulting Chris Rock.
Right.
That will leave your wife open for attacks. So you really can't protect her while you're behind bars.
Right.
So you got to think about stuff like that. That's important. Like every day, everything you do, there's a cause and effect.
100%.
It's an effect for everything you do.
100%.
So if you're out here, you're upset, and you want to chase somebody down and do whatever to them, like that leaves your family open. Therefore, you're not able to protect your family.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
So you have to take that in consideration.
The thing I didn't like about the slap, and it's funny because it's called the slap, like the fumble and all that bullshit. But when they show the replay of that shit that happened a long time ago, remember the replay they show? It's like the exact same thing in the show.
Oh, I think that was made up.
You think?
Yeah, I know that was made up. That was made up.
How is it made up?
Because that was an old movie. You
I
can't
know.
find any history on that.
I know, but it was so perfectly fucking
Yeah, but
executed.
it was a reenactment, just like I reenacted. I was the first person, by the way. You know, let
100%.
let the record show.
Yes.
I was the first person that duplicated or did a spinoff on that slap on stage.
Yeah. Shout out to Lester Graham.
Shout out to Lester
He
Graham.
slaps you.
I was the first person that did it live on stage the very next day.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. That was good.
Thank you, sir.
That was one good thing that because you were able to post it and just move the fuck on. And it was relevant.
Yeah.
And it can, somebody's going to stumble upon it and be like, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know
That
what
part.
I'm saying? Yeah. Because, look, people are all about the clicks, dog.
Hey, it is what it is.
I be trying to work on my material.
I mean, you could do both. I'm a strong believer you can do both.
Oh, no. That was perfect. That was perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I like your style, dog. Every time you go up and the way you deliver it, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Because it's different from mine. You know what I mean? You're not going to appreciate that. Instead of sitting back and hating like, oh, why did he get laughs tonight and I didn't?
I mean,
You just had, you know what I mean? Like the one night, you killed it.
thank you.
You know what I mean? And it was like you had the better fucking performance. And when you see things, it's like, yeah, he's just your personality, the material. We talk about material, dog. And
You gotta have good material.
and I was thinking about like a clean set, and I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, I don't even know where I would start with a
You
like
got
a
clean
100% clean.
You got it. It's in you.
A lot of my shit goes a little gray. It goes gray as shit quick. I mean, even Aquaman goes gray quick because I talk about being wet.
You could.
I mean, that's gray as fuck. You
Yeah,
can't.
but I mean, but
It's not clean. It's not clean though.
It can be.
I mean, not that. And I love that set.
It's
but
a good set.
but
It's
me
clean.
talking about being wet and then it rides that line because how clean is clean. I don't swear.
Guys don't
I
get
don't-
wet. That's how clean it is.
And I know guys don't get, but you little filthies out there fucking get wet. You little dirties, No. Old school. Those are the old school days. I'm just playing. Those are the fun times that
I mean,
Captured on
it all
video.
depends on if you want to do a clean set or not. It's like
Yeah.
different. To me, your set, you say it's not clean, but I think you could, if you wanted to be clean, you could tweak it to make it clean.
I mean, I never swear.
Yeah, you can make it clean.
It's just the material is saucy. I guess you could say.
You can make it clean.
How?
There's ways to make it clean.
How? I don't even know how I could. I mean, maybe you
We
could.
can
I
work
guess we
on
could
it if you really want.
But I guess you could also create a clean set. That's what I'm getting on.
Yeah, I mean, like even the stuff you have already, it can be
Most of
converted. It can be
there's
converted.
things I can work around. Yeah, there's things I can. I mean, but then I get like even about talking about drugs though. I mean, a lot of my shit I talk about drugs, mushrooms. That's the
That
problem.
might teeter the top.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't swear, but the subject material is in that realm. But that's just my. See, that's the beautiful thing about comedy.
I mean,
perspectives on
that's your
everything.
perspective, but you can change it to benefit you if you want.
Yeah,
can do
I mean it's a good exercise. I'll give you that because when I had to do the the Christmas show.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a Christmas set. And then when I was looking at the notebook, in the Midnight Paco notebook,
The Midnight Paco notebook.
you can find on Redbubble.
Oh, yeah. We got the merch there.
Link in the description. But I was looking back and I'm like, I did write that shit just for that show, which was my first paid show, people. Shout out to Tyler Snodgrass. But I'm like, it's a good set. I mean, it's more like explanatory about Christmas and Santa Claus and blah, blah, blah. But I also reference mushrooms and I go back to the... Once again, I take that to that and now I start talking about strippers. So, it's that's my problem. Sorry, people,
Strippers?
that I clear my throat. And yeah, because I take it from drugs to strippers with Santa Claus. Not a bad set. You know what I mean? But it's just like, that's where my mind... I could write a clean set. I could talk about dogs and stuff.
Like A Dog's Journey?
Yeah, that's a nice one. I mean, that little bit, everything's good. But, I mean, that's just grabbing little bits out of my shit. You know, that's all I'm saying.
You can expand.
But you can also make more money.
It's up to you. It's up to you what you want to do.
I know. Well, that's everybody. That's all I'm saying. I like perspectives.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
Episode of the Midnight Paco Podcast brought to you in part by the Acumen Paralegal Services. Help you help yourself the legal way. The services that they offer is they help with documents that need to be typed, guardianships, probate, divorce, wills and trust, complaints, business organization, financial planning, and legal research and writing. Go ahead and give them a call at 216-727-0049 or 216-456-2000. Michelle White will get you right.
That's right.
You know what, on that note, where can they find you at, Jay?
You can follow me at Justin Fuller Comedy on Instagram.
I am _great_COREE. That's where you can find me on Instagram. Or you can find us both at the Midnight Paco Podcast on Instagram.
Yes, everybody. Please hit the like, subscribe, notifications if you would.
You know what?
Hey, I appreciate everybody. Hey, look, this is a short episode. It's late night. We did some comedy.
Shout out to Old Cripple Bastard.
Oh, once again at the very end.
Doing your thing,
Hey.
baby.
Yo. I can't walk.
We're going to hit you up early on in the next episode. Well, maybe not. We got a guest. Maybe. Hey, I love your shit, man.
Good shit, man.
Keep rocking.
Keep rocking.
We're going to get you. I know, hey, because you're faithful and you watch to the end. And I know we don't do this on purpose. We really don't. I super promise you we don't. I go into every episode with intentions on bringing, because look, his latest one, I love the one with Candace Owens. Did you see it yet?
That was a great one.
Man, I love it because she was talking about on I forget what podcast she was on,
Yeah,
but
but she was surrounded with a bunch of dirt.
bunch of filthies, bunch of fucking. And I wanted to go over how many times they use the word prostitute. Or hookers.
It was like, we are legal hookers.
Or whores. I'm talking about him. I don't know how many times he used the word whores, hookers, or prostitutes. I want to go under 10. Probably over.
Hey, shout out to Old Cripple Bastard.
Oh, Cripple Back. Keep going to the damn thing. I love your material.
Check him out.
Yeah,
Make
please
sure you
check.
put him up there.
His links it's been on the description. So yeah, check out that. Everybody, we love you. Keep rocking with us. Peace out.
Peace. Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast.